This is Tarot Card Lessons Made Easy, and today I want to talk about a way that a lot of people are trying to use a pecking order type way of controlling other people away from using their gifts, or enhancing and growing their gifts, or to bring out their psyche. Now, to me, in my opinion, and from what I've seen, everybody has the gift of the psyche. Everybody has a gift of the psyche, just as they have a gift of sight, of smell, of taste, of feeling, etc., of hearing. We all have these gifts of the, not five senses, but sixth senses. And they call it the sixth sense because everybody is entitled to it, just as they are entitled to the other five. Unless, of course, like any of the other five senses, a person is stricken from it due to an illness or birth defect or genetic effect, whatever. You know, everyone is entitled to the sixth sense, the sense of the psyche, just as they are the rest of it, regardless of what anybody else says. Now, mind you, there are those that are born with a more enhanced idea of it. There are those that just readily tap into it from earliest childhood or even birth and make it a part of them and go strong with it throughout their life. There are those that grow and it just grows with them on a regular basis, and they use it more than any other usual person in their lives. These might end up being your psychics, as well as any of the ones named priorly, in accordance with what I said here before. And then there are those with the lower level forms, like when they live their life on a usual basis, they're so tempered back by all practical considerations, being the housewife, being the house husband, going to work, taking care of kids, dealing with this, that, or the other, all the chaotic things in life, making it impossible for them to acknowledge the psyche, much less to grow it up. There are all these people with all different levels of the psyche, but we all have them. Some are just born more enhanced, some are just genetically predisposed to using it immediately and going forward, and then there are those that just don't acknowledge it, and then they begin acknowledging it, then they grow it up, and then they become one of the best with it. No one is any lesser or better than the others here. Everyone has the gift. Everyone has the ability to use those gifts, and a person that just realizes they have it and then start working with it and growing it can become as strong as one that is just genetically predisposed to it. It's just the way it is. And people use a pecking order in holding other people back by saying, for one thing, your tarot cards have to be gifted to you by someone that is higher level psychic than others, or just has to be extended to you by someone else, or says you have to be born with a high intuitive level of it and it be extreme within you. Some say you have to be a witch to have it. I mean, you know, but that's all bullshit. It's all hogwash. None of this is true. All you have to be is you wanting to make it grow and actually focus and concentrate on it, making it grow, to learn how to meditate, to learn how to bring it out from within you, to be able to look artistically into the cards. And it don't mean you have to be an artist either. Just go into a very abstract idea about what each individual symbol within the cards can mean to you. And then be able to focus. You know, if you want to take it to a higher level, you know, but I mean, like I said before, you know, all the influences and forces of the things within our natural, normal, everyday life can prevent us from ever even taking advantage of what's within us. And then there is religious prohibition. The idea that because you are Christian, you cannot be psychic. What do you call a prophet? By this, I can point and direct over to you the idea that, you know, there are psychics within Christianity, and you can be psychic even if you are Christian. Why? Because the prophets do it. Jesus Christ was a prophet. He said, I am but a prophet. And those, he even went further into saying in Revelation, those in the last days will do even as I do, and carry forth with that which I can do. Or no, he didn't say that in Revelations. He said that in the Old Testament. However, it was in reflection to what would come in Revelations. I'm sorry. Anyway, the fact of the matter is even Christians are psychic, and in that regard, they call them prophets. They may use it within a Christian way, which would mean a Christian prophet. But there are a lot of people within the Christian churches that would prohibit those that have psychic abilities by saying that not everybody is entitled to these, or even that they are the devil's work, but they would say the psychic is. Where they would call a prophet to come to the church and have them pray over these people and then come out with prophesying details about the person's life in the future. I know because I have been there. I'm not as the prophet, you know, but in a church where a prophet has come to me while I was studying my ordination. But the thing is the church can prohibit, and, you know, so can anybody else. The thing of the matter is you have to believe in you. You have to know deep down inside that if anybody else can potentially have these gifts, then why not other people? What about all the people that are accidentally seeing ghosts or seeing orbs or seeing... These are details within the realm of that which is the psychic mind prophesying ideas over to you through your subconscious or even your superconscious, which feeds it down to your conscious. And with that in mind, you are actually acting as a psychic, as a medium, someone with psychic gifts, and call it what you will. But that's what it is. Now, I also acknowledge that while I was within the Christian church, I had psychic gifts coming through and mediational practices coming through me, as well as prophesying details with the higher power within the Christian church talking through me. So, I mean, I have been there. I know all of this happens, and I know that I would also have been probably beaten down by the church if I had come out with this. Either that or the reverend, the minister, the church higher ups above me would probably convey it as to, oh, you're a prophet, you need to be groomed for that, etc. Which I am glad I did not do. I'm glad I did it. I learned and I brought my gifts forward more universally, and through my own means, through my own studies, through people on all levels, and I've had many teachers. I'm glad that my gifts came through and were groomed that way. With that being said, I want to assure you that you should not listen to other people that lay out these safeguards or prohibitions or, you know, what have you, telling you or conveying over to you that there's no way, or you can't do that, or that's impossible, or only through this or that can you, etc. Right? You don't listen to these people, because it is those forms of negativity that had chained people to the moralistic ideas of other people from long ago and prevented progress for ages. It always has. And you can't do that. And I need to do a lot more videos concerning that. One of my best examples, and it was, I believe, Kenneth E. Hagin or Kenneth Copeland. Either way, it was one of the Kenneths that had came out with this. I'm pretty sure it was Hagin. Either way, within a little pamphlet that I read as a child, and it really stuck with me. And it was a story about a little elephant, a baby elephant that had been chained, or not even chained, but lashed with a, I guess, like a dog collar or something, but made for an elephant, a bungee cable maybe, I don't know, but to a pole from the time it was very little until it was grown to a 2.5 ton elephant. And it had tried to break loose all of its child years, from the time it was very little to the time it got big. It had tried to break those lashes and may have even managed to do so a few times, but was lashed back and so didn't get very far. And by the time it was a full-grown elephant, then it was convinced so much that it couldn't do that it wasn't able, that it shouldn't, it was prohibited, and it was impossible. So he just never tried again. And all the times while he was lashed to anything in the future after that, he never tried to pull away or break free. You know? Also, he might have been fed and fed well and was content with that food, so he was convinced through his grooming that that was the place to be likewise. All of these conventions that I'm talking about here can be applied to this situation. Now, grant you, Kenneth E. Hagin or Kenneth Copeland might have been talking about, you know, the ability of faith within oneself. And basically, I mean, we're talking about that here, but applying it in a different way, because he by no means was talking about the psychic, or could he have been? You know, that would be for him to decipher, right? But the fact of the matter is it could be applied to all of the situations where we're talking about the ability of your using of the psyche to do what it is you would like to do, or to bring your gifts out and make happen, or to prophesy or psychically read for other people that will come through to you. It's doable. You can do it. You just have to believe into it, in it. You have to believe in it, and you have to break the chain of brainwashing and the prohibitions that have been installed in you from childhood to be able to do it. A lot of brain moments going on here for some reason. I guess I've made a few videos today, and so that's probably what's bleeding in there. But yeah, you can do it no matter what other people say. It's a matter of grooming yourself. Reprogramming is what I like to call it. And that holds true from going from a Christian home into a pagan home, or getting out of a home whose conventions tell them that you cannot be gay or live your own personal preference of a lifestyle, etc. It's a matter of deprogramming or reprogramming your mind in different ways, you know, to be who you feel you should be and to be able to do that which you set your mind to. And that I'm all for. No matter who you are, as long as it's positive and constructive. Okay? And that's the most important thing right there, right? Anyway, hopefully this video has been of a help to you. I just thought that this was important to put out there, and I felt very inspired for it today. It's been on my mind a little while, and now that it's out of the way, I can put it to rest. You know, I've been seeing a lot of it lately. And so, live your own best life, and by the way, be happy. Also, with your psychic gifts, do all you can to make other people happy. And remember, everything is not set in stone. And if you see the future, if you convey the future over to somebody, then they, who you convey it to, has the best possible tool within their grasp to be able to change whatever it is that you saw. Anyway, I hope this video has been of a help to you. Please support the channel by getting a reading by me on a professional level. Find the information in the description of the video, or support me over on Patreon, which is also in the description of the video. Take care of yourself, and brightest regards. Bye-bye.